Good evening, family. Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome. I did a lot. I did an earlier live. YouTube cult leaders and follows part 3. I did that earlier. What wherever I finish this, look out for that. The truth in Miami near peace. Welcome, my G. See that the underrated Blue Eye Soul. Yes, we're gonna talk about Blue Eye Soul. But before we get to that, let's get these announcements. I'm gonna get these announcements away. Wherever you want to get to know me, yours truly, Jerry Thomas. That's my Facebook page. Also, I have my own Facebook group, JT MVP Thinking for Ourselves. All in caps, red face salute, salute. Also I have a Twitter account, also in caps, at JT Blackman 44. Also I have an Instagram account, same name as YouTube. My account, YouTube name, The Underrated Darkness, lower caps. I'm in this joint venture with my brother Ernest Jones. He's still in the hospital. I wish him the best. The name of the company is AsOrToys.com. AsOrToys.com. We through our social media. We all about to keep the money in our community and also keeping the black man and the black woman relationship together, even man and women together. All right. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'll mention this every Monday. Underrated Sports Show be on here. The Underrated Sports Show every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, the Underrated Sports Show on this channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, with my brother and co-host Sheet Stay Sleep. Subscribe to my brother. He did a live stream, plus he did a call rate. Check him out. Excellent information. Also, I did some boxing videos. I did that. Also, I do boxing talk. Want y'all check that out. Also, I do music talk. Underrated music talk. Underrated. Sometimes I do underrated late sports talk. Underrated boxing talk. And also underrated, like I said, underrated music talk. So I got my hands in everything, family. Also, I talk about our issues, my usual. Also, every Sunday, early night, I be preparing a dish, sometimes a dessert, but I always emphasize this. Sonia C's, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a long time. Thanks for coming, Queen. As always, I always emphasize we eat together as a family. And I always emphasize that we let the kids know this is the way we supposed to do it. So what I do, I get up, I develop a topic while people see the food, and we talked on it as a family. And at times we be having great discussions. Sometimes I have full panel. Most like I do have a panel. Now tomorrow morning I might do a live in the morning. I don't know yet. It really depends. You know, sometimes Sunday mornings I do a live and everything. Annette B, thanks for showing up again. As always, Queen, the beautiful one. So you see the topic. Blue Eye Soul. And might have a panel discussion. don't know yet, and depends how many people come in, but I'm gonna pull it up. I want to thank everybody that come out tonight. Marquita, thanks for coming to take out the time and hear out for a brother. And I promise you that this is gonna be. I always want to do a live about this. See, stuff like this, you just do not do a video on it. So I've decided that I'm gonna do a live on it. Yes, I'm gonna do a live on it. Again, the name, and also, oh my God, before I start, I forgot, I keep on forgetting, I gotta stop. Subscribe, I gotta stop saying, support my channel, The Underrated Darkness. So support back, I will support back to your channel. That's how we do. No more SUB. Support my channel, The Underrated Darkness. I will support back to y'all. Hit the bell when I come for a powerful live stream or video. Share this. We very much appreciate to share this live stream and other live streams and the videos that I did in the past. Let's get them likes and the views up on that, please. Very much appreciate it. All right. Let me check one more little checky check. She Stays Slave. Welcome. And like I said before, She Stays It did a powerful live stream. And he did car rants not too long ago. Excellent information. Support the brother's channel. And he will support you back. All right. Again, welcome to the Underrated Music Talk. All right. Blue Eye Soul. Here it goes. Blue Eye Soul, also known as White Soul, is rhythm and blues and soul music performed by white artists. The term was coined by mid-1960s to describe white artists who performed soul and R&B, was similar to the music of the Motown and Sax record labels. Also, I'm going to throw in Atlantic Records too, throughout the mid-60s. Thought many rhythm and blues radio stations in that period would play music only by black musicians. Some began to play music by white acts considered to have soul feeling. Their music was then described as Blue Eye Soul. The Righteous Brothers was one of the earliest artists most closely associated with Blue Eye music, and that's in the 60s. Georgie Woods, a Philadelphia radio DJ, thought to have coined the term Blue Eye Soul in 1964 initially to describe the Righteous Brothers, then white artists in general who received airplay on rhythm and blues radio stations. The Righteous Brothers had turned their name into 1964 some Blue Eye Soul, according to Bill Melody of the Righteous Brothers R&B radio station who played their songs was surprised to find them to be white. Then they turned up for interviews. As one DJ in Philadelphia, unnamed by Melody, but probably Georgie Woods, parentheses, started saying, "Here's my Blue Eye Soul brother." Then it became a code to singers signal to the audience that they were white singers. The popular of the Righteous Brothers who had a hit, "You Lost That Love and Feeling," is throughout has started a trend of R&B radio stations that play songs by white artists in the mid-1960s, more than integrated approach than that was then popular with their audience. The term Blue Eye Soul was then applied with such artists as Sonny and Cher, the Beatles, Tom Jones, Barry McGuire, and Roy Head. I'm going to hold it right there and then. Now, if people remember, maybe y'all don't remember, back in the mid '60s, that's when the British invasion had happened. That's when you had the Beatles. That's when you had the Rolling Stone. That's when you had Pink Floyd and etc. Now they also come up with their own blues soul because of that time. They musical heroes was people that played blues, early blues, and early R&B back in the '40s, back in the early mid, I said the mid '30s, all the way up to they realized that that's our music. So you, and then also I forgot the Animals. They was part of that. They was part of that British invasion. So if you notice that they said boom, 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 ding, 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 boom, boom, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right. Now Bo Diddley made that first. And he came, that was a hit, but they came with a big hit. So I just need to throw that in. Wherever they remake our song, they came a bigger hit for them. But at the same time, we was not getting copyright. We was not getting royalties at that time too. Now later on, we end up getting royalties, but I'm just saying, I want to throw that in because you know the British invasion had played a big part of popular music. So they were part of Blue Eye Soul too. Need to throw that in. All right. All right. Back to what I'm saying. White musicians play R&B music, however, began formed the term Blue Eye Soul. Oh, I forgot, and the other one was the Birds. Was coined. For instance, in the early 1960s, one of the rare female Blue Eye Soul singers was Timmy Yar, whose vocal and delivery repertoire was influenced by African American singers such as Diana Washington. She committed suicide back in the mid '50s. She was an excellent R&B singer and jazz singer, very underrated. Need to throw that in. Lonnie Mack, a 1963 gospel influence vocal, earned him widespread critical acclaim as the Blue Eye Soul singer. Groups such as the Rascals had four singing pop songs, but it was a soulful vocal of Felix Cavalier that gave them the Blue Eye Soul sound by the mid 1960s. British singers. Also, she was part of British invasion. Dusty Springfield, Eric Burton. Now, Eric Burton, he remember I talked about the Animals. He was the head of the Animals. Tom Jones. Tom Jones later on, like toward the mid '60s and the early '70s, going one of the best British standouts. But he also sang part of Blue Eye Soul that took it to the next level. Need to throw that in. Has become lead vocal star at the emerging style. Other notables UK exponents Blue Eye Soul, including the Spitz Davis group features Stevie Winwood. Now I'm gonna stop right there because I'm breaking it down here. I'm giving you history. Now Spencer Davis and Give Me Some Good Lovin'. That was a big hit. Now Steve Winwood, in a few years later, he ended up now when Spencer Davis group has faded away and towards the end of the '60s, that he formed Traffic, and then Traffic they made some good hits in a few years too. I believe they last hit they made it in '73, '74, but Traffic, that's when he formed Traffic, and also Stevie Winwood, 1980 said, "Finding Things Me Finding You." Fair use. That could find it for finding you, something like that. That's back in '85 or '86. That's the same person I'm talking about, Steve Winwood. Van Morrison. Van Morrison also, he was a part of the group named Thin. That was an R&B group, but they didn't really make no hit. They made minor hits back in the mid '60s too. But he went on and did his thing. He's part of that. I'm just giving you a history because they did not going to tell you. So I know some things about that. So So that faded away. So Van Morrison started forming his own group and stuff like that. Y'all can look it up there too. Van Morrison, a Tigwood Mod band, the Small Faces, who signed heavily the influence of the Staff label house, Booker T and the MGs, the famous Booker T and MGs. Blue Eye Soul singer Chris Clark became the first white singer to have an R&B hit with Motown Records in 1966. Most of the leading UA pop group of the period, including the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and also the Kinks. The Kinks was in the second phase of the British invasion. Need to drop that in. And the Who also came in the second phase of the British invasion, going to the late 60s. Regularly covered sax, Motown track on record and concert, and all of them had acknowledged the influence of Motown and Stax records on their music. In 1967, Jerry Lee Lewis, who latter days of Sun Records 1961 through 63, has been characterized by R&B covers, recorded an album for smashing title Soul My Way. Delaney and Bonnie Bramlett, parentheses, produced the Blue Eye Soul album Home on sax in 1969. Michael Cimbello, who left home at the age of 17 to tour with Stevie Wonder, wrote and performed numerous of Blue Eye Soul hits for Wonder. Brian McKnight, David Sanborn, Bill Champion, and Bobby Caldwell. Todd Rundgren began their careers at the Woody Truck Stop, a group based on the model of the Paul Butterfield Blues Band. He left the band to form the garage rock band Nazz, Nazz, N-A-Z-Z, in 1967. After splitting up from Big Brother and the holding company, Janis Joplin formed a new backup group, the Cosmic Blues Band, composed section musicians like keyboard Steve Ryder, and saxophonist Cornelia Smokey Flowers, as well as former Big Brother of the holding company, guitarist Sam Andrews, and future Full Tilt Boogie band bass Brian Campbell. The band influenced by Stax Void rhythm and blues, R&B, soul bands back in the 1960s. At the Zipper Viper, Otis Redding, and the Bar-Kays. I'm gonna hold it right there. Now, there's a song. Oh my God. That Janis Joplin made. It's Etta James. There you go. Etta James from Cadillac Records. If you remember the movies Cadillac Records, you know she made a hit named Tell Mom that came out, I think, between 66 and 67. Janis Joplin, I believe with the Cosmic Blue Band, Blues band at the time. She did a overdo of Tell Mom. It's a longer verse. I believe it's like between 5 or 6 minutes. Tell Mom was only like about a little less than 3 minutes. But Etta James made that. That's Cadillac Records, and also a part of Atlantic Records, if I'm not mistaken, 67, 66, 67. But also Janis Joplin, she did a longer version. And there's a live version that I want you to look at it. Tell Mama. All right. I need to throw that in too. Yo, the doctor's giving you some juice, man. I know my stuff, but I need to pass it on because sometimes they don't tell y'all everything. The Stax Void, get back to the story. By Kurzweil and the Bar-Kays. The Stax, I ain't gonna talk about it. I'll probably do the Bar-Kays and later. The Stax Void R&B sound was typified by the use of horns, had a funky pop oriental sound in contrast with many of psychedelic hard rock bands in the period. Outside the European American scene in Italy, Carmen Villain and many fused elements of soul of traditional Italian pop. Now we're going to hit the 1970s. In February of 1975, Towers of Power became the first white mixed act to appear on Soul Train. Also in 75, David Bowie, another white artist to appear on Soul Train, released Young Americans. And let me see. And then also I need to drop this in. Also, Gino Villanelli, stop. I can't do without you, babe. Fair use, fair use. He also was on Soul-J. He's one of the first artists that sang Blue Eye Soul 2 from Canada. He had an outstanding career too from Canada. Gino Vanelli. Gino Vanelli. Need to drop that into. That's back in 73, 74. All right, another, let me see. Dave Boy, another white artist to appear Soul-J released Young America, the popular Blue Eye Soul album, which features Bowie himself called Plastic Soul. Yes, he the one created Plastic Soul because he acknowledged our music. I throw that in. It featured the funky-inspired Fame, which became Bowie's first #1 hit on the U.S. Hall and Oates, 75 silver album, real title, Daryl Hall and Jones include the ballad Sarah Smile, long considered a Blue Eye Soul standard. Now, let me say something about this. When they made Sarah Smile, that was somewhat little of a Sound of Philadelphia. Sound of Philadelphia sound back then. Need to throw that in too. And they went on to did outstandingly throughout their career. Okay, long considered Blue Eye Soul standard. She's Gone, another soulful hit. Now, I'm gonna leave that here too. She's Gone. He was not the first one made that. The first one made that is the late great Lou Rawls. Lou Rawls made that first back in 74, but it was not a hit. So Hall did She's Gone. They redid She's Gone. But the late great Lou Rawls did that first. Need to throw that in. All right. Another soulful hit was originally released in 73, but did better than the re-release. Irish Right Band is a Scottish funk and R&B band, has a series of soul and disco hits between 1974 and 1980. Their biggest hits Pick Up the Pieces from their best-selling album AWB, and Cut the Cake from the 75 album with the same name. Ball Scabs, 1976, Low Down. You dirty, dirty, low down. Fair Use, 76. Well, also, he made a song, Simone, too. I forgot the LP, but that back in 1980, between 80 and 81, I believe 1980. Fair Use, need to drop that, okay? Which features, Boss said, laid-back vocals, a smoky, funky sound groove. Peak at #3 on a Billboard pop single, and reached top #5 the R&B chart. In April 76, the Farragut brothers became the first all-white assembly to make an appearance on Soul Train in September that year. White funk band Wild Cherry released Billboard Hot Chart funk rock player funky music. They had a few years they did okay. I have to say that. And they also went #1 on Hot Soul single charts. The single would eventually sell over 2 million copies. In 1978, Bar Element, If I Can Have You, that was a big hit, and also that was a disco hit too. She made a lot of money off that too. And the cover of Hello Stranger both charted on the R&B charts, as did Little Ronstadt cover Ooh Baby Baby. That that's from Motown. Smokey Robinson and Miracles, Motown sound. They redid that. Other Blue Eye Soul of the decade included hits How Long by Ace, How Long, It Must Be Going On, Short Lived, First, Fair Use, Fair Use, Fair Use. All right, lead vocals. 3 hits by Bozo, How Much I Feel, Biggest Part of Me, You the Only Woman. And y'all, Bobby Womack, Soul Setter. What can I do for love? That's it. Fair Use. Bang. 1980 and later. Hall and Oates again. Charted to See was his highest when it come heavy airplay on urban contemporary radio. Wasn't the case. I can't go. No, can't do for that. No. Fair Use. one by one, say it isn't adult educator out of touch. Method of modern love, everything your heart desire. Most of these singers had charted on the R&B and dance charts, including some #1 hits. Simply Red scored the most successful Blue Eye Soul ballad of all time. The exit Hold Back the Years. Other Blue Eye Soul hits in 1980s and Phil Collins cover version of You Can Hurry Love, Cultural Club, Church of the Poison Minds, 1983, Rich Ashley Never Gonna Give You Up. The Style Council Speak Like a Child, 1983, Rick Missionary Man, 1986, Stevie Winwood. Remember I told Stevie Winwood, rolling It. 1988, and Taylor Dayne, I Always Love You. 1988, as the decade draw, 1988, as the decade draw to a close, British artist Lisa Stansfield has considered successful on R&B radio and scored 3 #1 hits. Most probably being around the world, yeah. Fair Use, a backlash ensued of the late 1980s as some black people felt that white people would cash in on the popularity of their music. However, the extension of the backlash was not universally agreed upon. In 1989, Ebony Magazine published an article exploring wherever white people was taking over R&B. The article features various members of the music industry, both black and white, who believe collaboration was a unifying force, and they was agreeing that the future of R&B was not compromised by the contemporary urban sound. A similar article in Ebony written in 1999 highlight conflict of opinion about the Blue Eye influence. However, the source of content was not about the artistic merit of Blue Eye Soul, but rather the economic equality that persists in American life and within the music industry. Daryl Hall had described the term Blue Eye Soul as racist, saying it's assuming that I'm coming from the outside. There's always been a thing in America. If you a white guy, you speaking on playing in a black item or like. Why is he doing that? Is he coming from outside looking in? Is he copying? What the point of it? Come on, it's music, it's music. Scottish musician Pablo Nutini is considered to be renowned contemporary Blue Eye Soul artist, which his 2 first albums certified quadruple platinum by British pornography industry. So people, now I'm gonna drop my own little thing. Let me check the chat and everything. Wow, damn, okay. Yeah, okay. All right, Curtis Anderson, watch out for your links. She stay sleep. Watch out for your links and stuff. Matter of fact, I'm gonna plug you up right now. So Kirk, watch out. I want you to come in. Watch out for your link, Curtis Addison. All right. I send the link. But we're going to talk about this. Phil Collins. Michael McDonald. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go. All right, Kurt. All right. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Hold tight right there. Because we're going to talk about Blue Eye Soul. And I'm gonna read it because a lot of people don't understand Blue Eye Soul has taken over popular music, and there is a lot of people that refuse to understand that a lot of these white artists They have respect our form. They have respect our artistry. They respect our creativity of our music. And that is not to be found. So Kurt Anson, welcome, my brother. Thank you so much. So you just go and what you put, bro.
Well, I'm known. They call me Kurt Sugar, and I'm on Marlo's corner. But I'm a boxing purist. But tonight is music, and music is a passion and true love. And I'll tell you this. I like Blue Eye Soul. I remember as a kid watching Soul Train with Gino Vanelli. My older sister used to have all the records. This ain't nothing new. People
No.
don't like us, but they love our culture, especially music. Black American culture always been dominant, especially music. You're talking about Motown, and Motown had a rival a record company called Chess Records. It was
Yes.
owned by two Polish brothers.
Right.
They had some hits on there.
And
Chess
then
Records.
Chicago.
Exactly. That's right. But I'm gonna tell you, probably the most funkiest white boy ever was Rod Temperton of Heat Wave. He wrote for
Yes.
Michael Jackson. People don't realize that boy was bad. Rod Temperton had
Yes.
serious talent, man.
Yes, he
And he was Michael Jackson writer, and plus he was in Heat Wave. So
and
I was
he
a
was
fan of
he
his,
was
but I
a
just don't.
songwriter too, right? And he wrote for a
Yep.
lot of people too. Wrote for a
Yep. And I
lot of
was telling he did, yeah, he wrote for a lot of people. And I
yes,
was telling Sonia, what's up, Sonia, in the chat, that my favorite song, but I said the best. I said my favorite song, Blue Eye Soul, all time was Kenny Loggins, Love Will Follow. I just absolutely love that
what
song.
my favorite is.
Uh-huh.
My favorite is not Blue Eye Soul, but when he wrote from Heat Wave, Ain't No Half Stepping. Oh, that hell love that song.
Oh man, that song right there, man. I was listening to Heat Wave. That's probably my fourth favorite group. And
Yeah.
I tell you, man, what a talented group. But getting back to the Blue Eye Soul, Hall and Oates. But I just don't like when they do our music that they get more props than we do. Cause remember something, ain't not like a hound dog like by Elvis Presley. That was made by Big Mama Thornton at first,
Yes.
and she didn't get no money for it. And then Elvis redid it and made millions.
Yeah.
And I don't mind who sing our music, but don't give them more props than we do. And it always been like that since jazz. I'm a jazz man. Najee could have been a big star, but Kenny G just came along and blew him away.
Right.
And I'm not saying Kenny G wasn't talented. He was very talented, but so was Najee. They just seem to get more recognition, money, this and that than us. And it's not right.
But
Music is a big part of culture. American culture is everything.
you know what? I'm gonna drop a Jew on you, my brother.
Hmm.
I'm gonna drop a Jew on you. Kenny G and Lee Ritenour. They came from the late great Barry White, Love a Limit Orchestra.
Hmm.
They came from Love Limit Orchestra. Lee
I used to
Ritenour.
love them. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. There were some people were saying that Kenny G could play like 3 or 4, I think 4 or 5 notes on the sax.
Right.
And so when people then they start comparing him to Najee, but as we know, Najee went on to have a very outstanding career. And one of the best that people consider one of the best contemporary saxophonists of all time. I wouldn't go say contemporary because he could play anything.
Hmm.
But a lot of people understand that a lot of these like the Sounds of Philadelphia, they had white players like oh man, what's his name? One of the famous one of the famous vibe players, Vincent Montana Jr.
Right.
Nick, I forgot the other one. Nick. Then you got another one play the guitar. Damn, what he? That's a tip of my tongue. Oh my God, he played the guitar and also he just started writing. But my point was, there are some there are some whites that I understand our culture, but they never step out because that was part of their soul. So
Right.
you know, so other than that, but you can go ahead, brother. I just want to go. Go ahead.
Just piggyback off that. It's just that from jazz, to Charlie Bird Parker and John Coltrane to Motown and the Small Chess Records, to pop music to Michael Jackson and Prince, and hip hop is the dominant genre right now. We always had a thing for music, and I don't mind who does because I was a big fan of Gino Vanelli. It doesn't matter who do our music, but like I said, they get more profit than we do. But I love Kenny Loggins and Rod Temperton, man, and I like Blue Eye Soul. Simply Red was great. Of course, Hall and Oates was big in the black community. I'm missing somebody. I can't think of. It's somebody else that had Blue Eye Soul, not Lisa Stansfield. It's somebody else, but you can go ahead, bro.
Also, yeah, also, Dusty Springfield. A lot of people don't understand. She came up the second phase of British soul. I'm talking about the mid '60s, going to the early '70s. She Bessie Presley. Remember I talked about Sounds of Philadelphia, Kurt.
Right.
And Tom Bell was one of the few that was writing her songs. Now people now Tom Bell and the late great Tom. I mean, no, he ain't died. Tom Bell in his songwriting partner.
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot his
name. Linda Creed. That's her name, Linda Creed. But so what happened was, they wrote a lot of songs. Now I'm gonna drop another Jew for y'all. Now, the first MFSB came out. It was a song titled MFSB. Now they said Something for Nothing. That was instrumental of MFSB, but there was some words going to that. That's from Dusty Springfield, 1973. It just but MFSB play on that too. I just want to give people some part of it, because sometimes Sounds of Philadelphia, they were part of Blue Eye Soul too. But I'm saying Something for Nothing. I know people say, yeah, that's MFSB, but no. The first version came out was Dusty Springfield. I believe 72, 73, something like that. So what I'm trying to let people know, there's a lot of white, they play our music, but at the time, the business of it, the ones who made it earlier, we was not getting, like I said, we was not getting the copyright. We was not getting our just due, and we was not getting loyalty. We were not getting all of that till like later on that they had to really fight for it. But most of these white, they really respect our music and stuff. And so this is very important. And also we have to understand that also, even I said Blue Eye music, like years and years before that, there actually was racist people, was racist white people. They was making nigger music, and they was talking about us like a dog. And they even have like black, they even have black musicians was playing like that too. So to me, that was the negative part. Now I'm talking about the 20s and the 30s and the early 40s. But see, Blue Eye music to me always been involving at that time. It just, like I said, it was just coined back in the mid 60s, but it's always been there.
Right.
Elvis Presley, you got Bing Crosby, you got other people was making our music, and they was coined. Even like the worst, I'm thinking of the bad part of the black of the black eye soul. It was sometimes we write a song and actually the records label has stole that idea from us and they put their name on it and then they just consider us. So sometimes they end up want to have an outstanding career and then they find what we did and then in the Hall of Fame they just put us as contribution too. So I'm just talking about of the bad part of the Blue Eye Soul. So understand that part. So you can go ahead, brother. Name the ones that you like.
Well, the first black artist, that owned his own music publishing was Sam Cooke, and you see how he died mysteriously.
Yeah.
Sam Cooke, owned his own music, and that was a rarity for black musicians to
Yeah.
own their own music and their masters. He wasn't a dummy. Sam Cooke was
Mm-hmm.
very smart,
Yeah.
and black artists used to get ripped off all the time because they didn't know the business.
Right. And also, and you'll go more on your point, brother, that you know that the earlier Rolling Stones had a hit and then they got a hit from one of the songs that the young Bobby Womack wrote. And then what happened was he got mad, but Sam Cooke stopped and said, "No, you don't understand. You gonna make money off this. You gonna get royalties off this. Don't get mad. The more they play it, you're gonna make money." So Sam Cooke gave us the game. So whoever like Sam Cooke, everybody we made Sam Cooke. He let I don't care. We're gonna make money off that. But as you already know, he died mysteriously, and I'm with you on that. So, I'm gonna read, the chat and I'm giving that man to talk. Leader James said, "Give that man to talk, JT." Oh my God. Well, okay. Let me see. Pat Boone was still a racist. Yeah. What's up, Cap? Cap. PY2. Cap. PY2. That's my brother Cap right there.
So,
Welcome.
Cat.
Yeah. Hebrew. Dave Porter was Stax was white. Yeah. Dave Porter was a songwriter partner with the late great Isaac Hayes.
You talking about Dave Porter, the one that Biggie sampled, Masquerade song, right? That Dave Porter?
If that's the same one from Sax.
Yeah, that's Dave Porter. I forgot the name of the song, but it has the word Masquerade. That's the one that was heavily sampled by hip hop artists.
Yeah.
Yep. Dave Porter.
Yeah. They wrote a lot of hits too.
Stax catalog is out of this world, man.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the famous concert in California, the all day concert, which was unbelievable with all that talent on the stage. Isaac Hayes, it was a big controversy because he had that album cover and you open it up and he had his hands out and it said Black Moses. People went crazy over that.
Mm-hmm. They went crazy. But he had an LP out in '67. You know that, right?
I know he did early work, in the late '60s. What was the name of you? Do you remember that album from
I
'67?
don't know, but I know that they say he was drunk. He said he was drunk because he had cake and champagne. But it didn't. But it was. I think he did like a jazz something. It didn't work out and stuff. And then
Right.
they scratched it up, and he made Hut Butter Soul, and then the rest is history after that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
but
That was a great album.
that was
But
one.
the other Blue Eye Soul, excuse me, underrated. The other Blue Eye Soul, and she doesn't get any credit, but she wrote "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman," and I love her, Carole King. She's
Yeah,
bad. Carole King wrote "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman," that was sung by Aretha Franklin, and she had a great album called Tapestry in '71,
Yeah,
and Carole King wrote 118 hits, top 40 hits, 118.
yeah.
You know, so Carole King was one of my favorites, and it's kind of spooky that Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Otis Redding, and Janis Joplin, they all got in common. They died at the age of 27.
And that's sad. That's young too, and that was in the prime too.
Oh, absolutely. Look at Jimi Hendrix. You know, Jimi Hendrix was unbelievable. Hey Joe was one of the greatest songs, you know, ever made. You
Yeah.
know, and Janis Joplin with that raspy voice, I used to love her style. You know, but getting back to Carole King, when she sung at the White House, and you see, you know, this Asian white lady clapping, a lot of people didn't know who she was, and I was like, that's Carole King. She wrote that song. You make me feel like a natural woman. So, you
Exactly.
know, it's just something with black music fans. They don't appreciate the older music. See, rock and roll fans will go see Grateful Dead,
Right.
Rolling Stones still touring. You
Mhm.
know, they get support. But see, we put an expiration date. You know, oh, that they old. I wish I could go to all. You know, I went a couple of years ago. I went to see Earth, Wind and Fire and Sheep. Man, that was a great concert. That was a great concert. You know, and Stevie Wonder a couple of years ago, and you know the place was sold out. It's just that their music is timeless, and I ain't gonna get into Stevie Wonder. That's a whole nother conversation because you know Elton John said he walk around with the songs in the key of life. He said he can't put it down. So you know Stevie is one of a kind, man. But you know it's just that you know people take our music. They don't like us, but they take our music. You know, so you know, and I like all forms and types of music, man. You know, we're very knowledgeable when it comes to that, but you know, to chop it up. But I just don't like how we're treated as an artist and as a people. You know, it's just simply wrong.
Yeah, I don't like that we treat it as business too. But you know, there's another one that a lot of people don't talk about is James Taylor.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Now I know a little something about James Taylor. James Taylor had his own group back in 66, 67. They in the top one, I said like in the top 200, they come like 140 some. They didn't do all that good. And then that's when he started make his first LP back in 68. Did pretty good. But at the time, he was doing drugs. You know, he was on the Beatles record label too. You know that? Swan.
Okay, James Taylor, huh?
Yeah, James Taylor. He was on. I think the beat. I think it was Swan Records, something like that. I think it was the Beatles record label, and then he had some great songs on it. Great song. It was like top 20. Great
Right.
song. Great songs on it. But he was on drugs. Then after that, he cleaned himself up. I forgot which record label he is. And then he went on a 19 was it six? No, it was 1970. And then he went on had a number of hits. So we could put him in the Blue Eye Soul too.
Mm-hmm. James Taylor, y'all.
James Taylor. And I think the song that I like, oh man, what is it? It's Shower Your Love.
Okay.
That's one of the best I like from him because I hear it's quiet. It's like a quiet, soulful song. You hear the vibes, you hear the guitar, and he was an excellent guitarist. A lot of people don't understand. Also, another one, James Taylor wrote a lot of hits for people too.
Mm-hmm. James Taylor was very talented, man. You know,
Every
see
time.
around that time, yeah, James Taylor, you know, Anne Murray, you know, I think they toured together too. But you know, another songstress I like was Carly Simon.
Yeah,
In the '70s, you know, Carly Simon, Carole King, Anne Murray, those type of singers. You know, Janis Joplin, Grace Slick. Remember the time when she put down the Germans in Germany?
yeah,
She was drunk on stage.
yeah.
You
That was
know,
crazy.
yeah, she ain't care. Grace Slick, yeah.
Great Slick. We got to throw in Helen Reddy.
Oh yeah, yeah, Helen Reddy, yeah, yeah,
Helen,
absolutely,
Helen
yeah,
Reddy.
Helen Reddy.
Also, we're gonna talk about. Then we can throw in the groups in Chicago. People, if you want to know what Chicago is all about, y'all should check out the LP in '69. I'm talking about introduction. That's what I'm talking about. The name of the introduction. Oh my God. That
Mm-hmm.
is straight up so. People, if Chicago went on to be one of the greatest groups of all time.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, man, soft rock of the 70s, it had everything. It had a little jazz, blues, R&B, all that infusion. And, it's this record by a rock group called The Doors called Riders of the Storm. Oh, my gosh.
What?
R&B, jazz, rock, all mixed in together. It was like gumbo. And you could
But
hear the rain and you could hear the jazzy infusions. It was beautiful.
yeah, but you know my favorite one though of the Doors?
What's that?
Strange Days. Oh my. Strange Days. Because Strange Days meant to me. They had that blue, and you could tell they had that down blue dirtiness. That I call that secret blue sound. Oh
Right.
my. I
Right.
love
And remember something, Elvis Presley, he copied gospel singers. When
yeah.
he made Old Kentucky Rain and all that, that's a classic. That was like very gospel bluesy like. He knew
Yeah.
what he was doing.
You know exactly. Yeah. You know exactly what was doing. And then we cannot leave our average. And then we got to talk about the British groups that went on to national, global prominence. You got the Kinks. Now, a lot of people don't talk about the Kinks. Kinks
Mm-hmm.
and Pink Floyd, but the Kinks, Pink Floyd, they've been in existence for like almost 15, 20 years.
Right.
Now, Pink Floyd came out this record. They made the song. Now, I'm not talking about the early song, the early hits, but people, I'm talking about Writing on the Wall. I forgot. It's 2 parts back in '79. Pink Floyd. Now, if you hear that record, family, you hear the jazz, you hear the blues, you hear the soul, you hear the significant social arising of that song. We don't need no education. I forgot. I think the Brick of the Wall. There you go, Brick of the Wall.
Yeah,
Another.
yeah. That was a big hit back in the day. I was around about 12 or 13 years old. They played it every day because it was a radio station, WABC with Ron Lundy. It seemed like they played that song 50 times a day. We don't need no education. Hey, teacher, leave us kids alone. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand. I forgot it was some English. It was an uproar of their country. They made that song, and then the people don't understand. People don't understand. When we talk about Black Eyed Soul, we're not just talking about people singing. We talking about how the constant oppression of other white people too.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have to talk. We don't talk enough about that. The oppress that they was in. They would tell people, listen, you stop oppressing us. We want to be free too. And that was the Brick of the Wall was talking about. Now, why we talk about free? Well, now remember I said Pink Floyd, they came the second version of British invasion. That's back in the 60s, mid 60s going to the late 70s. Now the Kinks make some songs too along the way, and then that's when throughout the late 60s, that's when really and what's that group? What's that group? What's that group? The Beatles was fading out at that time. That's when the Rolling Stones really, really come into problems. In the 70s, we already know hits they made. And also, I forgot the British invasion a lot of people don't talk about it, but we gonna talk about is the Who. The Who was part of that second phase of the British invasion that also played somewhat of that Blue Eye Soul too.
Right.
So understand, people, what I read, yes, it's true. But what me and Kurt is talking about, we talking about other artists that also play into that Blue Eye Soul too, that help change popular music.
Listen, underrated. We have a black music is a dominant genre of music, right? You know, all forms of music, I mean. And we had a big effect on England. They get more love over there than they do here, the underground hip hop artists. But there's a music called house music, and I ain't gonna go off the subject. It's very huge in United Kingdom. You know, it came from Chicago, Frankie Knuckles, in the mid '80s, and it exploded. It's a regional music. It's very big where I live at in Newark, Chicago, of course. That's where it came from in Newark, and it's big in England. So any form or type of music, they're heavily influenced because what people do, they sit back and they study us, and then they're copyists. And I'm gonna tell you a quick story. There was a double Dutch championship every year at the Apollo Theater. A Japanese team won it 10 out of the last 12 years because they studied the music, they studied the rhythmic and perpetual motion of a black person, and they mimic and they copy it, and it works for them. That's how I go.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna say this, Alita Jones and Steph, that you never play a thing for me. What is you talking about? I don't have a stereo. I don't have that. I just know music. So I don't know where is you coming from. And Nikki told me that you need me to play. I don't know what you mean. Talk about that. I want you to explain that in the chat for me because I don't understand what you're talking about. Go ahead, Kirk.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna say too much. Yeah, I wonder what she meant by that. But the British invasion. Like I said, Rolling Stones. They love the Temptations, man. One of the best groups ever. And they go over to England, man, and they have a love affair with them. With American music, American black music, and they fall in love. With it, and they mimic it, and they wind up getting more props. But the British had great talent, man.
Yeah.
With the British invasions, because my favorite group from over there is Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Kashmir, my favorite hard rock record. I love that. I love the drums, man. Great, great, great song.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and we forgot one that guitarist back in Canada. What his name? Peter Frampton.
Oh man, he was Peter Frampton. Yeah, he was. Oh man, he was something else, man.
And he came out with some big hits too, man.
Peter Frampton was unreal, man. Seriously, But the decade of the '70s was out of this world. When you're talking about soft rock, funk music was crazy. It was just great album after great album after great album after great album. It was at its height, and from '78 to '80. If you look at those 2 years and all the great albums came out in funk music, it make your head spin. Soft rock too. The '70s was just on fire, man. To me, it's my favorite decade, of all time. And I listen to soundtracks, like Willie Hutch, The Mac, and Isaac Hayes, Truck Turner, Marvin Gaye, Trouble Man, James Brown, Black Caesar. I listen to albums like that. Gladys Knight and Claudine. I keep that on my favorite playlist. Yeah, I listen to music every single day, every day.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to your people that y'all be saying that y'all need to hear this. All you need to do Do your due diligence and check it out for yourself. Check it out for yourself. I figured that I took my time to give you something to recognize that what's going on in music. And then if you question it, check it out for yourself. Because for me, I know music. Kirk know music too. And I'm going to ask you a question, Kirk. Did I cut you off from talking?
Oh no, no, not at all, brother. Not at
Okay.
all.
I just want to know because somebody say that I cut you off from talking and stuff
No,
like
no, you good.
that.
No, no, you good.
Okay. So, for one thing, the one thing I'm not going to tolerate for anybody going to disrespect my channel. I'm not going to tolerate anybody to disrespect me like that. No, you're not going to do that. I don't care you're a man. I don't care you're a woman. There are people out there that once they hear this information and respect it. And I appreciate that you respect my existence and stuff like that. And I'm going to say that, and that is it. And welcome Queen Sandra Brown and everything, Nikki. And yeah, she said I still listen to the records in 45 and cassettes. Brother, what we gonna do, I'm gonna read out the chat, then I'm gonna close this up. Matter of fact, you know what? I got my brother here. I'm gonna throw some boxing up in it. Why not? Because boxing and music does go together.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
So we're gonna talk about the fight. Age, I'll be nice. AJ against Perfect. What's your take on that?
Well, analyzing the fight, watching the fight, and analyzing it and studying both fighters, Povetkin fight the wrong style today. The shorter fighter, he should have got on the inside. He should have fought small. That's what Rocky Marciano, Mike Tyson, and Joe Frazier used to do. They used to be in their opponent's chest because you neutralizes the taller and the bigger reach. So the longer reach, I should say. And Povetkin was throwing hooks. They was too short and too wide because he didn't have the distance down, and he telegraphing his left hooks, so Joshua was able to evade him. He did stun Joshua in the first round. He bloodied his nose because he got close to Joshua and he landed the left hook, but Povetkin and his corner had a terrible game plan, and he started fighting, he started gassing out, and he started fighting Joshua for mid to long range, and he got caught with the right hand, and that's why he got knocked out. Joshua is very robotic. He's slow, so when he fights somebody of top tier caliber like a Wilder or Ortiz, he will lose, and I'm predicting he will lose by knockout. So that was my analysis on today's fight.
Now, I didn't really see the fight, but I could tell you what I said. I said Povetkin got to take, tell him right or wrong, because I could admit that I'm wrong. Povetkin got to get inside, and he got to go to the body, and he got to have lateral move, and make him commit. I would say make him commit because AJ is slow, and I feel that it's going to be some openers inside. Go to the body, sharp that left. Give him some look. I would say like this. I would give him a look or two of fighting southpaw. Not just fight, just give him a certain look and confuse him. And along what you saying, they gave him. I was you, and I agree with what you were saying. They didn't follow that up, and they lost the opportunity. And plus, people, I want you to understand this. Now AJ got he got all the belts except WBC. Do you know, people, that his next mandatory of the WBO championship He don't have to fight to that almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people, I want you to understand that. That's not your abnormal for championship that you wait for 2 years fight for a mantle. That means, for instance, if Fury is the #1 contender of the WBO, he have to wait almost 2 years to fight for that belt. And to me, that is a damn shame.
That's correct. I know we're gonna fight next. He's gonna fight Dylan White on April 13th.
Yes.
You know, that's what we're gonna fight. You know, that'll be a rematch. That's what we're gonna fight. You know, he talk about Wilder because I was listening to him. You know, after the fight. You know, when they was talking to him. You know, he said Wilder would be his #1 choice. I was like, yeah, right. You know, and Dillian White was there. You know, but he gonna wind up fighting Dylan White on April 13th. It's an easier fight to make. They under the same umbrella, meaning same promoter and Eddie Hearn. So that fight will get made in April. I'm hoping he fights Wilder next year around about this time. It got to be next year.
Yeah. So I want people to understand what I'm saying. Well, we both talking about that. Now, in boxing, if you notice that back in the old days, like the 30s and the 40s, and you see how the boxers was training, they were trained over jazz music.
Oh, yep. Yep.
The science, the movement of that, and everything, family. So, like I said, I would like one day in the near future we should do a live. We should do a live together about how boxing and music that go together and breakdown of each decade, even now. How you like that?
Oh, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. Like boxing and music goes together because Sonny Liston used to train off Night Train. It was a very popular jazz record. He
Yeah,
hit the bag and you could hear the music in the background. Larry Holmes always came out and McFadden and Whitehead. You know, it was every fight he came out. Ain't no stopping us now. That was his theme song. You
right.
know, so you know, Floyd came out. Another one, Bites the Dust. He came out a lot of types of music. They have rappers walk them into the ring. So you know, music always been synonymous with boxing.
Yeah, and also, me and Kurt, we did talk about this, but I'm bringing it up. We're going to talk about the famous fights, the boxing back in the days in Atlantic City, and I'm talking about the old Madison Square Garden before they remodel it, and we got to talk about that too, brother, because it was great, especially Atlantic City, great fights
Mm-hmm.
on the
Mike Tyson
ball.
had Atlantic City lit, man, for real. He had it on fire, man. When there was a Tyson fight, people forget how popular he was, man. You
Yeah,
know, this man's he was so popular. Little boy, when you want to know how a popular fighter is, ask little kids and women. You know, to this day, two little kids was boxing, and he was like, "I'm Mike Tyson," and Mike Tyson was champion in 1986. So that goes to show you how popular this man is.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Tyson had a lock on Atlantic City for years.
Oh, it was the Mike Tyson era. It was the Mike Tyson show. It was his town. He held it hostage. You know, they had parties and the players and all everybody used to come out for a Tyson fight in Atlantic City. It was like a festival because before the people get their rooms, before the fight, go to the fight, after the fight, there'd be after parties. You see what Tyson did to him? You know, Sunday they'd chill, then they go back home on Monday. So it was like a festival for the weekend. You know, the Mike Tyson was huge, man. Was huge in the sport of boxing. He was a crossover star.
Yeah, it was. So what we gonna talk about stuff in the near future. I'm gonna get up with Kirk, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna set that up and everything. Kirk, I want you to stay right there. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
make your last remarks, and I'm gonna read the chat out. Blockhead boss lady, she had an outstanding live last night. I want y'all to check her out. But I'm gonna go to the top and stuff, and everybody that came that showed the dog disrespect and my brother Kurt Anderson, respect. I salute you. Thank you so much.
No problem, brother.
You know, you stay right there, brother. Let me see.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, okay. Oh, I got from the top. Cool. We're blazing in sports. Support my brother. He did the excellent analysis of the fight and the breakdown and stuff like that. But Blazing, thanks for coming, my Quita. Thanks for coming, my G. The Truth and Miami is nearby. Peace, Rock. Yo, salute. I mean, not support, not SUB. Support. I want everybody to support each other and support back. All right, Red Face, as always, thanks for coming. Victor Lyons, thanks for coming. Sonia Seeds, welcome back. I hope you back and come see me again because I miss your presence. She stays asleep as always. Thank you, brother. Like I said, support and support back to each other in the chat. All right. Let me hit this back here. All right, I got the truth of Miami. Got the truth of God. She stays asleep. All right, got the truth of God. Okay, I got Sherry Ryder. Oh, thanks for coming. Very much appreciate. Oh, thanks for coming. Oh, honest to you, Queen. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. Trippe, thanks for coming. Also, thank you. And that be the beautiful one, Queen, the beautiful one. Always support. Thank you so much. Nikki, thank you so much. Muhammad is the one. Thank you so much, brother. Always come through. Curtis Anderson, Michael McDonald. I have to say this. A lot of people don't know about this. Michael McDonald became the second lead singer of the Doobie Brothers back in the mid-70s, going to the early 80s. And then after that, he had an outstanding solo career. And after that, he did a duet with the late great Aretha Franklin.
Listen, yeah. Michael McDonald was very big in the community, black community. He was big, period. Because remember something, he was with Steely Dan, he was with Doobie Brothers, and had an outstanding solo career. You know, minute by minute, I keep forgetting Michael McDonald was a great artist.
Great artist, yeah. Yeah, great artist. Sonia Seas, thank you. I say you already, but I will say it again. Sir Hib, my big brother, thanks for coming. I am very, very happy you come. And welcome back, my brother, Sir Hibbler. That's my man right there. Yeah. Sonia says You Make Me Feel Like Dancing by Leo Singers. Yeah, he was a one hit. He made a few hits though. He made a few hits. He didn't last long, just a few years. But he made like that. 70s Slow Shadow Dancing, Tina Marie, another one. We always live with Tina Marie, had an outstanding career too. Andy Gibb, yes. The Bee Gees, we gotta say the Bee Gees too. OG Squizag, just glowing. Thanks for coming back. Ron X said Michael McDonald. Yes. Just glowing. I said just glowing. I say it again. No problem. Ron X said Phil Collins. Yeah, he won a Grammy, R&B Grammy, and then he won more than that too. Trust me. And a lot of people don't understand too. Genesis been now since '69. But he one of the few that stayed without Genesis. And another person, Peter Gabriel, made Sledgehammer. You know what? They the original people from Genesis too. Need to throw that in. Job Doctors, I know some stuff too. J Lo Rich, my queen, thanks for coming. I very much appreciated. King Hebrew, thanks for coming. Said Eminem. Music universal. Yeah, music is universal. Yes, King Hebrew. Cap, PY2, Cap, PY2. Welcome back, Cap. Thanks for coming. Take your time to see your brother, Underrated Doctors. Your presence is very much appreciated. So let me see who else. Yeah, J.T. Oh, Rare Earth. We forgot about Rare Earth. They're originally from Motown. They made Celebration. That's their biggest hit. That's back in the early 70s. One of the underrated groups back in the early 70s. They were very deep in Blue Eye Soul too. I'm talking about the fusion. When I'm talking about Blue Eye Soul, because it has many variations. I'm talking about the fusion of it. That's what I'm talking about. So they were part of the fusion of the Black Gods. So Rare Earth. Thanks for sharing that, Sonia.
Oh, Sonya on the top of her game.
Yeah, so you know. Music King 12, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. And Lita James, Lita Jones, I want to say this. You got to be careful to say I got to play for something, because if I play for something, even if I say fair use, I can get in trouble. And so at the same time, I cannot play certain things. I don't have the music, but like I said before, I know my music. I don't say I know it all, but I know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna let you slide on that one. But what you say is not appreciated. All right? It's not. I don't play them type of games. I don't lie to people. I don't treat people any other way. That's not what my channel is all about. But I'm glad you came. Very much appreciated. Nikki. So, Capri Y2, Nikki. Okay. Kurt, I want to say thanks again. Very much appreciated. My brother, as always. And your last remarks, brother.
Man, thank you for being on this great show, man. You're a deep brother. You definitely know your music, man. Wow, you know your music. I would like to thank the chat for, taking time out, their busy schedule, and listening to us, drop some gems of knowledge, the comments. I appreciate it. I appreciate being on the show. And anytime, you need my assistance or you just want me on the show, so we chop it up, man. Got my number, and I'll pop right on.
Yeah, if you want to, you can call me in a few minutes if you want. I'm just saying, if you want, because I want to drop some on you anyway. I want to prepare for something. But if you want, you can call me in a few minutes. I'll be here. But
I sure will, brother.
Yeah, I want you to stay right there, Kirk, and I want us to talk to some people about this.
Yes, sir.
And I want the chat to understand this. I know at times that we want to talk about current events. And I know sometimes that it sounds good to talk about current events, but sometimes we have to go back to understand why these current events is happening. I'm talking about entertainment. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about politics. In the near future, I'm really gonna go into music. I'm gonna really go into boxing. I'm gonna go talk about boxing, the historical content, just as the music historical content. Oh yes, I'm gonna talk about some boxers that some people might not never heard that had an impact of boxing. I also had boxing on my channel. I want y'all to go and check it out. Let's get them views up. It's the Underrated Boxing Talk. Want y'all to check those out and the other live streams and videos that I did. Share this too. Very much appreciate. On the behalf of my brother, Curtis Anderson, and the Underrated Dogs. Any brother, if there's anything else you want to say? Matter of fact, tell them about your channel.
Yes, my name is Curtis Anderson, better known as Kurt Sugar. You can catch me at Marlowe's Corner, featuring Trey X. So come over there. We talk about boxing deep. We're deep into boxing. The content is great. We bug out. We can talk about anything. So subscribe to Marlowe's Corner. You can catch me over there, Marlowe's Corner. Thank you.
All right, and also you can support my channel, The Underrated Darkness, coming to you at the true form. And Kirk, like I said before, if you want to hit me up in the few, I'm home, so you can do that. All right.
I'm gonna call you in 15 minutes.
Got you. So on that note, family, I gave you Blue Eye Soul. We broke it down mostly every aspect of Blue Eye Soul. Even we give you the ones that I haven't read of Blue Eye Soul. Share that with your kids and let it be known that this is part of popular music. And even there's still Blue Eye Soul right this minute too. That plays a big role too. So on behalf of me, my brother Kurt Sugar in the chat, thank you so much. I love y'all. And on that note, I might do a live in the morning. If not, I'm definitely going to do a live tomorrow on my channel cooking, and then we're gonna chop it up again of another topic, and we're going to eat together, eat and talk together as a family. On that note, Ghost.